Welcome to the Perfect Dose podcast. We dive into everything you need to know about skincare treatments, wellness tips, and skincare routines so you can look and feel your best. If this sounds like you, make sure you hit subscribe so you can stay up to date on the latest episodes. I'm your host, Dr. Kristen Herzog, board-certified nurse practitioner and injection specialist. My med spa, The Perfect Dose, is located in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you are interested in becoming a patient and seeing me in practice, make sure you head straight to my website. If you're a medical provider and you want to stay up to date on the latest trends, techniques, have access to my protocols, articles, and business tips, make sure you follow me on Patreon at The Perfect Dose. For everyone else, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Perfect Dose. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Perfect Dose podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Kristen Herzog, board-certified nurse practitioner and injection specialist. On today's episode, I am really excited. I want to do something a little fun, a little different, just spice things up. So I thought today's episode, we would break down the most trending treatments. Why or why not? I think you should get them. So number one trending treatment right now is Sculptra. Sculptra is a huge trending treatment. It is a biostimulator, and biostimulators are all the hype. Back when aesthetics first came out years and years ago, all we had was filler. Filler was the only option. And I'm going to get a little bit into this because I still love filler. There is a really great place for filler. But as aesthetics has grown and evolved, fillers are becoming more and more technologically advanced. We are also having more regenerative treatments step into the space. So it's a really exciting time. And for those of you who don't know, regenerative medicine means something that's actually going to make you younger, meaning it is going to make a system or process in your body work more efficiently. So for example, Sculptra is a biostimulator. So it forces your body to stimulate its own natural collagen. And in particular, it forces your body to stimulate type 1 collagen for the most part. That's the most abundant collagen found in our skin. It also does produce a little bit of type 3 collagen, but everything produces type 3 collagen. That is scar tissue. So really what we're working with Sculptra is a bunch of type 1 collagen. So people hear collagen and they're like, sign me up. But should you get this treatment, and why or why not? I have to vote yes on Sculptra. However, there are some things that you need to know before getting Sculptra. So number one, I think Sculptra is amazing. Everybody is a candidate. I typically do Sculptra on my patients every single year. I will start with one treatment. I'll bring you back in 6 weeks. I will assess to see if you need a second treatment, and then you're on annual maintenance. And everybody looks really great with this procedure. So it's definitely one of my top ranked procedure. I wouldn't put it as number one. I think for me, it's going to have to be number 2 on this list, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Now, something you need to know before getting this treatment is who injects you is very, very important. In order for Sculptra to not only be effective, but in order to avoid long-term complications with Sculptra, such as developing too much scar tissue, nodules, not being able to get a facelift, things like that, you need to have the right injector because Sculptra needs to be injected in the right plane. So Sculptra is not the problem. You'll hear a lot of things on social media that are like, well, you can't get Sculptra and get a facelift. You can, you just have to get Sculptra in the right layer of your face. So it's very important to understand what layer you're in as an injector, and injectors need to be injecting this in the dermis, which is just underneath the skin, or on periosteum, which means injecting it onto the bone. And where we run into problems is when Sculptra is inadvertently injected into the muscle. So we don't want Sculptra in the muscle. Now, the layers of the skin are very thin, so it's actually not that difficult to get into the muscle on accident. So choose your injector wisely. Not everybody should be doing Sculptra. So if you see Sculptra for a super discount, I would not run into that med spa. Sculptra is a highly advanced technology. I think it's being promoted right now as something that is super easy to inject. Everybody should get it. And I agree. Everybody should get it. It's an amazing product. It works fabulously. I have it in my own face. I use it literally every single day, but not everybody is ready to inject it. So choose your provider wisely in order to avoid long-term complications. The next trending beauty treatment that I want to talk about, and this is going to be a little bit lower on my list, but I'm still going to recommend it, is salmon sperm. Salmon sperm is all the rage, and I freaking love it. It is essentially salmon sperm. It's derived from salmon sperm, so it's not actually getting salmon sperm on your face. It's highly purified. It goes through a purification process, but it does have some pretty amazing benefits. It helps with pigment because some of the formulations of the salmon sperm facial will have glutathione in it, which is a powerful antioxidant. They also are typically formulated with hyaluronic acid, which will help your skin feel hydrated, plump, and youthful. And then the other thing that salmon sperm is formulated with is PDRNs, and that is the collagen stimulation component. So you're really getting a great regenerative treatment with this. Why I rank it a little bit lower than something like Sculptra, for example, is Sculptra, you're gonna see some pretty immediate results. You're going to be like, holy cow, this looks amazing. Results are dramatic and they're very long lasting. Salmon sperm still has a little bit of a ways to go. We still need more research on this to really understand all of the benefits. But right now, I like to think of it as a skin booster. So if you're like, I want to do something to boost my skin, we need to consider a salmon sperm facial. There's like very limited downtime. It actually helps you heal faster, which is super amazing. So if you're considering something like microneedling, I would always do microneedling with some salmon sperm. I would never do microneedling alone because you're just going to get so many benefits from it. So it does make my list. I think you should consider this treatment. However, pending your budget, pending your goals, this isn't something that you're going to see an immediate impact with. You're not going to see like dramatic changes in your skin unless you get continuous treatment. So if you are somebody that's microneedling every single quarter, you would definitely benefit from a salmon sperm facial because you're doing a treatment series, you're constantly investing in your skin, and if you can boost your treatment with polynucleotides, which are salmon sperm, that's just another word for it, that is going to be optimal. However, if you're just trying a one-time treatment or you're looking for something that's going to give you a bigger bang for your buck, then I would not consider getting this treatment. The next trending treatment that everybody is talking about right now is PDGF. And this is actually high on my list. I'm bringing this up to number 3. PDGF is platelet-derived growth factor. So think about all of the benefits that you get from your own PRF, which is platelet-rich fibrin. That's when we draw your blood, we spin it down, and we actually get growth factors from it, which is what makes your skin firm, bouncy, tight, elastic. So it's like one of the best ways to regenerate tissue. Think about this, but on a better level because it's actually formulated in a lab. It has been tested. So you will get very dramatic results. So with PRF, we don't really know what kind of results we're going to get because it just depends on your growth factors. And I did a whole episode on this. So if you want to listen to that, check that out. I will link it here. But PDGF is very controlled. It's 300,000 times stronger than traditional PRF. So you're going to get amazing outcomes. And I'm telling you guys, this is one of my top treatments for under eyes. I think it is highly worth the investment. Treatment prices are going to range anywhere from maybe $850 to about $950 per treatment, but you really only need 1 to 2 treatments. You don't need 3, 4, 5, 6. When it comes to figuring out a treatment that gives you a really great result and you also get a really great price, PDGF is definitely up there. Now, another reason why I really love this treatment is because it's backed by a ton of science. So cosmetically, we just started using PDGF. However, it's been used for wound healing, for dental repair. Lots of regenerative studies are done on PDGF for years and years that really support its clinical use and efficacy, meaning it is safe and it really works. So this is something that I think is trending, is going to continue to trend, and I recommend it pretty much for everyone. Some of my favorite areas to treat with PDGF are going to be the under eyes and the smile lines. This treatment is also going to continue to get more and more popular. Now I want to talk about another trending treatment, and this is actually one that I don't necessarily recommend. It's going to be at the bottom of my list for sure as far as ranking treatments that I think you should invest in that provide very powerful outcomes, but it's all over social media. Kim Kardashian is promoting this right now, and that is Sofwave. Sofwave is marketed as a radio frequency skin tightening treatment that people like celebrities are getting really often. They are saying that this is a really great treatment because you get amazing outcomes. It's not actually breaking the skin, so it's safe for lots of people to use. And while I do love radio frequency treatments, I think there's a great place for them. I feel like they do work. They just take a series of treatments. So you're going to have to invest in lots of treatments in order to get really great results. Something that I think is more powerful is radio frequency microneedling. And that's because not only do you have that radio frequency component of the heat that's tightening your skin and stimulating collagen, but you also get the benefits of the needles. And those needles are really driving energy deep. You're getting a physical injury into the skin. So if you're considering a skin tightening treatment, I'm going to have to advise you to get something like Morpheus or RF microneedling. Morpheus is the type of RF microneedling that I recommend in my practice. It's what we use. I get amazing results, you guys, like next level. Everybody loves Morpheus. You can really tailor the treatment, meaning we can use it for skin tightening. We can actually customize this treatment to melt fat only when necessary. So this is something that I'm going to recommend over Sofwave. I just think you're going to get better outcomes with less treatments. And I am a top Morpheus provider, so I can really tell you guys I do a ton of Morpheus and results are really great. Now, something to be aware of is kind of like Sculptra. It's not something that you should just be getting a discount on, finding the cheapest place, because things can go wrong. Now, if you are treated with Morpheus at the incorrect depth, meaning somebody treats you in your face too deep, you can actually melt fat that you don't want to melt. And then you can end up looking older and have more complications later down the road. So it's very important that you find a provider that can really provide a customized, targeted treatment based on your overall goals and needs, and really understand skin depths, because this is very important. Not only is the machine doing all of the work, the person behind the machine is really in charge of controlling how deep and powerful that device can get. So find the right provider, do your research if you're considering this treatment. And if you want a skin tightening treatment, I definitely would choose RF microneedling over RF alone. So the next treatment that I want to talk about, and this is going to be ranked up there pretty high. I'd have to say this is like my number 3 or number 4 treatment. I will rank these like officially at the end of this podcast, but this is up there. And that's going to be Hyperdilute Radiesse. I love everything regenerative, you guys. Anything that could make me younger and give me long-term results is something that I want to invest in. So Hyperdilute Radiesse is going to be similar to Sculptra. It just works a little bit differently. It is going to stimulate collagen. It's a biostimulator, so stimulating collagen. However, there is a little bit of a filler component to it. So you do get immediate results, which I love. So Hyperdilute Radiesse is my favorite treatment anywhere on the body. I feel like it is next level. I love it for the neck. I love it for the chest. I love it for the hands. And my favorite place to put it, you guys, is the booty. The booty is so freaking good. So people often think they need to go get a surgical BBL, and that's actually a procedure that I don't recommend. I will always recommend surgery. You guys know I will tell you, like, go get a blepharoplasty. Come see me when you're done. If you want your face to look perfect, go get a facelift. Come see me when you're done, because I think there's a very good space for surgical procedures and non-surgical procedures. And most of the time, I will recommend surgical over non-surgical depending on the patient. However, this is a scenario where I actually wouldn't recommend surgical BBL. And that's just because it's more high risk of infection. There's lots of downtime, meaning like you can't even sit on the toilet until you heal. So it's just a more complicated procedure. However, we have Hyperdilute Radiesse, and we can use that in the booty to stimulate natural collagen, to add volume slowly over time, and results last a really long time. So I think this is a really great aesthetic investment. I'm going to show you guys some before and after so you can see here, but this is Hyperdilute Radiesse Mega Booty, meaning we're using 20 syringes. Sounds like a lot, but it's not. In order to define, add volume, smooth out skin texture. It looks amazing. And results not only are going to last a long time, but you're not going to have any downtime. You can still sit on a toilet. You can go work out 24 hours later. It is very minimal downtime. It is a very safe procedure. So this is one of my top treatments. Now, again, you can do Hyperdilute Radiesse anywhere. We just do way less. So in a booty, you're going to do 20 syringes because you need to add volume. But areas like the arms, the neck, the chest, you really only need 1 to 2 treatments a year, and that's it. So this is a really, really great investment. Here's a before and after of an arm treatment. We did a treatment on this patient and treated her arms for skin laxity, and you can see a huge improvement after just one treatment of Hyperdilute Radiesse. Now, the next trending treatment that I want to talk about, and this is one that I'm going to rank actually pretty high, is going to be filler. And I love talking about filler because filler has a bad rep when it's done the wrong way. But when filler is placed appropriately, strategically, it looks freaking good. Let's all take a look at Kris Jenner. She looks fabulous. Now, this is a perfect example of somebody that is aging in reverse and utilizing surgical and non-surgical treatments in order to achieve a natural appearing result. I don't know about you, I want to look like she does when I'm 69, right? Like, holy cow. When we place filler in the appropriate depths, we choose the right patient, we choose the right product, and we use the least amount of filler possible, you can look very natural. And filler, why I'm ranking it as my number one, is because it is backed by so much data. So it's not something new. It's not something that we are just learning about. We have known about hyaluronic acid fillers for a very long time. Now they are continuing to evolve. So over the course of the next few years, you will see more and more fillers that are coming to the market that have regenerative properties. So newer technologies that will work better and more efficiently. So as those come, I will always keep you guys updated. And I think your provider needs to evolve and use the latest best practices. However, filler is really great. And when used appropriately, like I said, you can look very natural. Some of my areas that I always recommend getting filler are going to be in the mid-face and the chin. These are like next level areas. I love treating these areas with filler. They look so good. It's important that we sandwich the filler, meaning you have to place filler not only deep, but also superficial. We don't age in one plane, we age in multiple planes. So what that means is we need to put filler in different layers in order for it to look really, really great in order to maintain natural outcomes. Now, areas where I don't necessarily recommend filler and areas of caution are going to be the nose. I personally don't recommend that just because there is a high rate of blindness. And for me, I'm going to say go get surgery instead of filler in this area. This is one of those treatments that I think surgical outweighs non-surgical. That's my opinion. And it's really just a safety thing. If you are going to get nose filler, make sure you go to a very experienced provider. It is very high risk. So you want to see somebody with lots of experience treating this area that can handle complications should it arise. Now, an area of caution with filler is going to be the lips. And I love lip filler. Everybody needs lip filler at some point in their life. However, the problem with lip filler is people think they can come in and change their lips, and you can't change your anatomy. So what that means is I can give you the best lips for you. I can increase your volume strategically and slowly, but if you come in and you have very thin lips and your expectations are to leave like Kylie Jenner, that's not going to happen without you looking unnatural. So we can't just go against the anatomy or filler will look weird. So it's very important that you go to a provider that's not afraid to tell you no, that you choose the appropriate product, meaning there's different types of products for the lips. Some hydrate, some add volume. So you need to find the right one for you. So I love this area. Just tread lightly. The area that I don't love is definitely the nose, and that's just because of safety. Otherwise, you can get filler in so many places and it works so great. But the tried and true, like if you're going to choose to get filler in two areas only, it's definitely going to be the mid-face and the chin. Another area that I would say needs to be treated with caution, and honestly, I probably wouldn't recommend filler here pretty much ever. It's rare. Like I would say 1 out of 100 people I recommend getting filler here, and that's going to be the under eyes. And the reason for this is because of high risk of complications, meaning not everybody is a candidate. So eventually, if you get under eye filler and you're not a candidate, it's going to look freaking weird. It's going to look puffy. It's just not going to look good. So I think there's better alternatives like PDGF, which we talked about, that can be used to treat the under eyes instead of under eye filler, and you just get a really awesome outcome. So those are the treatments that I ranked, recommended, told you why or why not you should consider getting them. I'm going to put them in order here for you guys so you know what my top to bottom recommendations are. So number one, filler. Filler is number one, and that's just because you get an immediate outcome. It's super safe, it's been studied, and it looks really great when you have the right product, the right injector, and the right patient. Number two is gonna be Sculptra. I love biostimulators, so anything that's gonna make you look younger and also change your skin, I'm always gonna recommend. My watch out with this is make sure you choose the right provider, because when it's placed in the wrong depth, it can cause complications later on. Number three, Hyperdilute Radiesse, and I love it for the booty. I'll recommend it anywhere on the body, but this treatment is just so next level, I have to recommend it. Number four is going to be Morpheus, so that RF microneedling. I love RF microneedling. It works so well. It's one of my favorite treatments. I get it done twice a year, but again, right provider so they don't over-treat you and cause complications down the line. Number five is gonna be PDGF. That's platelet-derived growth factor. I love platelet-derived growth factor. It's my favorite to treat the smile lines, the under eyes. It just looks so great, and you actually can get a great result with very minimal amounts of treatments. Number six is the Salmon Sperm, and I'm telling you guys, this is gonna continue to grow and evolve. I love it. It's only at the bottom because I think that it's just so new in the space. We need to get more data on it in order to get lots more information with how many benefits this actually has. But if you're somebody that is wanting a skin boosting treatment, I think this is the treatment for you. It's gonna boost your skin. It's gonna leave you feeling nice and glowy. You just need multiple treatments in order to see really great results. And again, this is really new to the market, so we're still learning and growing in this area. The last on my list is gonna be Sofwave, and that's not because this isn't a great treatment. It's still a great treatment. You're getting lots of benefits from it. I just think that for the price point, you should get RF microneedling to have a better result with less treatments. Thanks for tuning into today's episode. I will see you guys next week.